What is up, you guys? It's Michelle here. Welcome back to the Calm Mom podcast. So grateful you're with us today. I'm so excited because today is part one of a 3-part series that we're going to do. And we're going to talk about it. But you guys just heard registration will open for my new program, Burnout Recovery Blueprint, in just a few weeks. You guys, I have been pouring my heart and soul into creating this for you. It's so juicy. It's so flipping good. There's nothing like it on the market. You guys, I know because I looked for it and I researched it. If you guys know me, you know this isn't another mindset program. It's not a bunch of productivity hacks that you've probably already tried and don't stick. BRB, that's what we're calling it. How good is that? Tackles burnout at the root. And that's your dysregulated nervous system. And we're going to do so step by step. So inside of BRB, we'll spend 3 months together. I've created this amazing library of somatic playlists and meditations to help you guys regulate your nervous system. You're going to learn how to manage stress in a healthy way. We're going to build AM and PM routines that are going to change your life, protect your peace. There's just so much support inside this program, you guys. I think that's what really makes it stand apart. We're going to have weekly Zoom calls with me. We're going to do all sorts of different things. One thing I'm super excited about is that in week 2, we're going to have an eliminating overwhelm workshop where I'm going to walk you guys through my weekly planning process. I'm going to give you the weekly worksheets that I use to get stuff out of my head and organized. So for those of you who've been feeling overwhelmed, you've got to be there. I'm bringing in experts in their field to teach you guys about balancing hormones and thyroid health and fascia and work-life balance. The value in this program is insane, you guys. Registration is going to officially open in early January, but you just heard it in the pre-roll. Here's the scoop. The waitlist is now open. So there's a link, really simple. It's just a Google form I made in the show notes. Put your name on it. I'll personally email you back with more info. So I've been getting back to emails in 24, 48 hours. If you don't see an email from me in a day or so, go ahead and check your spam, because I'm the one personally reaching out to everyone on the waitlist so I can give you guys more info about the program, how you can enroll early so you can get access to exclusive bonuses and huge savings. So if this feels like how you want to start 2025, investing in yourself, investing in your family, starting the year in a really intentional, grounded, strong way, holy moly, I would love to see you in the Burnout Recovery Blueprint. But today, we're going to do something I'm really excited about. If you're on my email list, last week I was working on the meditation playlist for Burnout Recovery Blueprint, and I recorded this really great 5-minute grounding breathwork meditation. And as I'm sitting here recording it, I'm like, this would be so helpful to everyone during what can feel like holiday chaos. So I sent you guys an email and I just asked you to respond with the word reset if you wanted it. And holy moly, did you guys want it? You flipping flooded my inbox, in the best way. Within seconds, you guys, my inbox was pop, 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 pop. It's popping off. Some of you probably got emails back from me with next steps and a link to the breathwork meditation at 4 a.m. because I got back to every single one of you personally with some tailored next steps for you to explore and just kind of see what helps your nervous system regulate. So I say all that to say, I'm here to help you guys. That's the point of the podcast. It always has been. It always will be, to bring you value. So with all the interest in that short somatic practice, the Enneagram 3 in me, I think, took it a step further. And over the weekend, I created this really robust 20-page guide for you guys called the Nervous System Reset Guide. And then even better, I'm going to create this impromptu podcast series that you're listening to now to pair with this new free guide to walk you guys through it a bit so that when you pick it up and you read through it, it's I've already coached you through what's going on in the guide so you can really get the most out of it. Now, it's 20 pages, you guys. So if you are an old school millennial like me, I recommend printing it out, grabbing a pen, grabbing a highlighter, and starting to go through it. Maybe save 15 minutes before you go to bed tonight and just read through it read through it once, you can like really digest it and kind of break it down, break it apart. And then 2, start to put some of the tools that I give you in this guide into practice. So I walk you through 3 of my favorite body-based nervous system regulation tools, one of which is a link to that 5-minute breathwork session. And then there's also habits that you can start to incorporate that really impact nervous system health. I created an awesome tracking sheet for you guys. So you can start with like 1 or 2 habits, and then I think it's for 4 weeks. You can kind of add on new habits each week, kind of building on each other so you guys can stay motivated in these new things. And then there's also a weekly reflection sheet that I put in there for you guys. So maybe it becomes a thing where like on Sunday afternoons, you just take a couple minutes to reflect, like what regulation resources really helped me this week, right? What new habit made a big difference? What new habit do I want to add this coming week, right? How did I sleep? What was my mood like? What was my energy like? All that stuff in one place so you can really quickly, simply track it. Now, you can grab your copy of the Nervous System Reset Guide. There's a link in the show notes. I'm going to email it to you. And then as you're going through it, if you have any questions or you want any feedback on what you're learning, what you're noticing as you try some of this stuff out, just reply to the email. And then my team is going to send me your replies so I can personally respond to you guys. You know, I love to hear from you. All right. And then finally, I want to touch on this. In the Nervous System Reset Guide, it actually starts with a quick burnout assessment. So it's 20 symptoms of burnout that I put there. And then you guys will just go through and kind of rate whether you experience that symptom of burnout on a scale from 1 to 5. Super simple way to gauge where you stand, whether you're like thriving, awesome, good on you, whether you're flirting with burnout, time to, intervene, or whether you are deep in it. Because what do I always say? Awareness precedes choice. Once we realize, these symptoms of irritability or anxiety or impatience, or maybe it's the fatigue or the gut issues or the insomnia, or maybe it's the overwhelm or the brain fog or just feeling detached, like whatever it is, these are not quote unquote normal. You do not have to live like this. There's something you can do about it, right? And then we become empowered to take next steps and take action. So I thought I would do is that inside the Nervous System Reset Guide, part of it is the 3 pillars of burnout recovery. So I'm like, let me create a 3-part podcast series for you guys, briefly going through each of the pillars, because the reality is that the holiday season can bring about burnout, right? It just can. It's a lot. It's like the mental load is a lot. The emotional load is a lot. The planning, the kids home from school, like traveling, finances, kids being sick. I'm sick right now. My kids have been sick. You can probably hear it in my voice. It's a lot. So if you were already flirting with burnout or barely like keeping your head above water, this is a really helpful resource for you, especially over the next few weeks. So today I want to talk about pillar 1. If you take the assessment that's in the Nervous System Reset Guide, you're at either level like 1, 2, or 3 of burnout. This pillar, you guys, that we're going to talk about today and in the guide is the missing link to you finally starting to heal and feel better. Yes, and amen. All right. So pillar number 1, the missing link to finally recovering from burnout and feeling better is your nervous system. The nervous system solution. This should not surprise anyone if you guys listen to the show, but it's an important reminder that nervous system regulation is the key to burnout recovery. Most symptoms of burnout, exhaustion, overwhelm, anxiety stem from a dysregulated nervous system that's stuck in survival mode. So let's talk about it. I want to talk about chronic stress, and I want to talk about its impact on your nervous system and something called the allostatic load. I don't touch on this in the guide because I didn't want to give you guys like a 500-page textbook, but it's so important. And for so many women that I work with, understanding the allostatic load is like this huge aha light bulb moment. So let's talk about what chronic stress is actually doing to your body and your nervous system. When we experience stress, now y'all, whether it is a big, obvious stressor, like maybe you have a huge deadline at work, or maybe you have, a sick family member that you are caretaking for, a big thing like that. Or maybe it's that kind of chronic stress that, and this is, I think, the category that almost all of us can fall into, is that it's like this subtle chronic stress that's just like this constant low grade tension of every day, just feeling like there's so much to do, feeling behind. And here's the thing, whether it's a big, obvious stressor or like the everyday stress that's just always running under the surface, our body doesn't distinguish between the two and then respond differently. Our body actually responds the same exact way. Whether it perceives this big, massive, like one-time stressor or like a season of stress, or this like chronic low grade stress that's always running beneath the surface, either way, our nervous system activates survival mode, right? And that's when your nervous system kind of flips into fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. What happens? In your body, your brain sends this distress signal, which triggers a flood of all of these different stress hormones, cortisol and adrenaline, right? To name the main ones. And those hormones are awesome, and they're designed to help us survive short-term danger, right? They speed up our heart rate, tighten our muscles, sharpen our focus. Like basically they prep us to either fight or run, right? Fight from a tiger or something that was dangerous to us through our evolution, or fight it off. But here's the kicker. I mean, it's pretty obvious. Most of us aren't running from lions and tigers and bears anymore, right? What are we doing? We're dealing with traffic and trying to catch up on emails and the laundry and cranky kids and, unreasonable bosses and like endless to-do lists. The stress does not come and go. Like it doesn't go away. Our body never gets the signal to like stand down. Stand down. It's okay. The threat is gone. Instead, because we're under this chronic stress, we stay stuck in survival mode. And that's where the allostatic load comes in, you guys. And it's a concept I think is really going to resonate with you. Allostatic load is basically the cumulative wear and tear on your body from constantly being in survival mode. Think about it like wearing a backpack, right? Every time you experience stress, big or small, it's like another rock is like put inside of your backpack, right? And one rock, not so bad. I can still carry on my day. I could probably still even like skip or run, right? Not much of an impact. But over time, y'all, all those rocks being added to our backpack, the weight builds up. And that's the allostatic load. The weight shows up in ways we might not even realize are connected to stress, right? It's this like chronic fatigue that no amount of sleep can fix. It's being reactive and snappy and irritable over things that didn't used to bother us. It's trouble focusing because our brain is stuck in overdrive. And when that load gets too heavy, you guys, that's what causes burnout. That's when burnout hits. And you might think like, all right, it's just a season. Like if I got sucked into this, right? If I just push through, it's going to pass. I'm going to be fine. These symptoms are going to go away. I'm going to feel better next week or next month or next year. But y'all, pushing through without addressing the allostatic load is like trying to hike uphill with an overloaded backpack. You're bound to collapse and you're going to start rolling backwards. It's going to be bad. That's what happened to me. When you're stressed, your body doesn't just feel it, right? It shows up in ways that you might not even realize are connected because stress, again, either one of those big events or this chronic low-grade everyday stress activates our sympathetic nervous system. That's our fight or flight mode. We know that triggers a cascade of physiological responses to help us survive. But when it stays on for too long, when we get stuck there, it starts to wear down on our body. What kinds of things happen when our body perceives stress and sends us into a stress response? Our heart rate increases, right? It's trying to pump more oxygen-rich blood to our muscles to help us fight or run. Helpful if we're being chased? Yes, absolutely. Not so helpful if we're just sitting at our desks stewing over an email, right? That rapid heartbeat can make us feel jittery or on edge or like we can't catch our breath. Speaking of breath, right? Stress often triggers shallow, quick breathing, our body's way of ensuring, again, we have enough oxygen to take action, but it also signals to our brain that we're in danger. So if you're not cognizant of your breath and every day you just kind of breathe with this shallow, quick breath, even when we're not in danger, we're signaling to our brain that we are. What's the result? We feel more anxious, we feel more panic, and it kind of creates this vicious cycle. Stress also tightens our muscles, right? For years, decades, you guys, I dealt with chronic neck, back, shoulder pain. My shoulders were like up by my ears, like earrings, right? My jaw was always clenched. I would wake up every morning, my jaw so tight, back stiffening, right? This tension isn't just uncomfortable. It's our body physically holding on to stress. And it can lead to so many different things, chronic pain, headaches. And then here's one more that I see a lot. When our body's in survival mode, your body will actually deprioritize anything that's not critical for immediate survival. Your digestive system, your immune system, your reproductive system. That's why when we're under chronic stress, it can mess with all of those non-essential systems. Our stomach, right, causes bloating, cramping, IBS, nausea. It's not all in your head, you guys. It's your body reallocating energy away from, in this instance, our gut to help us prepare for this perceived stressor, this perceived danger. So understanding that these physiological responses are happening, the cause for them, like this can be a game changer, you guys. These are not random. This is not just how you are. These are clues. These are communications from your nervous system that is stuck in a stress response. So the key to breaking free is learning how to show your body, not tell your body, but show your body, hey, we're safe now, right? This is where these body-based tools like breath work and movement and sound and touch, all of this stuff comes in. They speak the language that your nervous system actually understands. So here's the good news. You can lighten the allostatic load. You just have to learn how to regulate your nervous system. And it's not about like magically eliminating all stress. Like spoiler alert, that's not going to happen. Actually, as a side note, I want to tell you guys this. I actually did a podcast interview. I was interviewing a guest for this show who, and I was actually really disappointed because I was looking forward to this. I was super excited to have her on the show. She's someone who, she's a self-proclaimed motherhood coach, and she's been doing it for a long time. And I've really looked up to the business that she's built, especially as I started my own. But guys, she came on this show or into our interview, and I was like, my jaw was almost on the floor. She started talking about how women, in her opinion, women should never experience stress. And if they do, it's because they have a poor mindset. And y'all, I was like, first of all, I was so kind of shocked. I was just like, this is what I said in the moment. I was like, I'm going to have to think about that one. I was like appalled, and I'm not even airing the episode because I don't even want you guys to hear that because I think it's a crock of BS. We cannot eliminate all stress, right? We can certainly reduce stressors. We can even eliminate some of them, but we can't eliminate all stress, guys. Life is hard sometimes. Like life keeps on lifing. You should not, and you will not on this show, like I can promise you that, be shamed for experiencing stress. Like, let's be real. So it's not about eliminating all stress from our life. We're not going to go be like Tibetan monks and like, it's not real. It's about learning how to complete the stress cycle and signaling to your body that it can stand down. It's okay to relax, right? We're not going to be eaten by a tiger right now. And doing that in a way that your body understands so your body can return to balance instead of staying stuck in survival mode. And that's where the light bulb moment comes on, right? If you're feeling exhausted, if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling like you're carrying this invisible weight, it's not in your head. This is real. Your body is giving you signals. It's time to unpack that backpack, girl. It's time to take some of those rocks out. Learning how to do that, I would love to show you before it gets any heavier because we all have a limited capacity. It's life. It's how we were designed. It's not you. It's nothing that you're like missing or that you're not doing right. Every single one of us as human beings have limited capacity. Stress isn't necessarily the whole problem, right? If we're getting the rocks in our backpack and like regularly taking rocks out of our backpack, it's fine. There's an equilibrium there, right? It's sustainable. We're okay. But when we don't have the tools or the practices or the habits to take some of those rocks out, we're stuck in that stress response. That's when we start to have issues. That's where I was 7 years ago when I just like hit rock bottom of burnout. It's where some of you probably are today. And friends, I'm here to tell you there's a way out. Our bodies are built to handle stress, but they're built to handle stress in like short bursts. So when our stress becomes chronic, our nervous system stays activated. It's not what we were designed to do, right? We're designed to carry a heavy load in short bursts, not over time. So that's why learning how to complete that stress cycle is so critical, you guys, because those unprocessed stress responses stay trapped in our nervous system if we don't know how to show our body that it's okay to come out of the stress response. And that, my friends, is exactly what you will learn step by step in the burnout recovery blueprint. It's like I'm literally going to tell you where to start, what to do, when to do it, what to do next. 12 weeks together, you and me as your guide. The crazy thing is you're actually going to start to notice a huge difference within a matter of days because you're going to have a personalized app to track the state of your nervous system every day and then do these daily nervous system balancing exercises that are going to balance your nervous system in minutes. So the missing link to healing your burnout is regulating your nervous system, you guys. It's learning to recognize when you're in a stress response. How does your body communicate that to you? And then using body-based tools to regulate your nervous system. That's the key to breaking the cycle. It's not about mindset. It's about working with your body. All right. Where do you go from here? Go grab the guide. Take the Where Are You on the Burnout Scale assessment. Please be honest with yourself, how you're feeling, what life's been like for you lately, right? Get that assessment, figure out where you're at on the burnout scale, and then jump into the content about pillar 1, which is the nervous system solution. And then come back tomorrow. Come back to the podcast tomorrow. We're going to dive into pillar 2. Pillar 2 is awesome. It's what you guys love. It's always my highest downloaded episodes. We're going to talk about the art and science of somatics, why your body holds the key to healing. And tomorrow, I'm going to give you guys a bunch of different body-based tools that you can use, like starting tomorrow when you listen to this, to regulate your nervous system, either upregulate or downregulate. So if you're feeling in any given moment really anxious, activated, high strung, I'm going to give you body-based tools to chill out. And if you're feeling really low energy, burned out, disconnected, I'm going to give you guys body-based tools to help you upregulate, to have a little more energy, a little more pep in your step, okay? So don't miss that tomorrow. I'm going to make it super practical for you guys. It's going to be amazing. But thanks for being here with me today. I love you all so much. Go grab your nervous system reset guide right now, and then I'll see you guys back here tomorrow. All right, take care.